Hello YouTube friends, I'm back here with another book review for you, and tonight I have something a little bit different for you. Today I'm reviewing the book Seasteading by Joe Quirk. What is seasteading? You are no doubt wondering. Well, don't worry, I'm going to tell you. Seasteading is a somewhat revolutionary and some say crazy idea about building floating islands, floating communities in the middle of the ocean as a way to solve many problems that we face. It's an ecological solution. It's about more responsible use of land and resources. It's a better way of growing food. It's a better way of producing energy. And most importantly to me and to a lot of people, it's a way to escape a lot of the laws and regulations and obstacles to innovation that have arisen in the governments of the world. So the idea is that people will build these floating platforms, build towns on them, cities on them, homes on them, and start their own communities with their own laws, their own rules. And there will be lots of them. They'll be modular, they'll be mobile. You'll be able to travel around wherever you want to go. If the place you are currently docked is not to your liking, you can pick up anchor and go somewhere else. That's the idea. It's supposed to be freedom of movement, freedom of innovation, freedom to create your own country, essentially. There's a lot of people who have already started doing this, or at least developing the plans to. There's some treaties being drawn up with existing governments to have shelter in their waters with these kind of buildings. And this book is a really interesting way of addressing all the questions that you no doubt have about seasteading. It's got a very helpful section in here that's a frequently asked questions section where people always ask when I bring this up. They're like, what about pirates? What about storms? What are you going to do? What if some other country invades? How do you protect it? What about how do you get food and water and energy to your seastead? What are you going to do? This book will answer all those questions in a very interesting way. This book is largely about ecology. It talks about reducing carbon emissions and living in a sustainable way, which is great. But it also talks about competing economies, which is the most interesting part to me. We often talk about the United States, the individual states within the United States as being laboratories of democracy. Each one of them can implement their own rules, and whichever ones work will attract people, and the ones that don't work will repel people. Well, seasteading is that taken to the extreme, where you can build your own floating platform with its own rules, and people can come and go as they please. And if you have good rules, you'll get lots of people, and if you have bad rules, you'll have very few people, and everyone will want to leave. So having that freedom of mobility and that freedom of choice is a great way of sorting things out and figuring out what the best way to run a society is, rather than having one person dictate it from the top down and just hope that they happen to be smart enough to get it right. I think that's what's really exciting about it. You should check it out. The Seasteading Institute is out there online. They're easily findable. They're doing a lot of exciting work. And this book is a really great way of understanding what they're up to. I should point out the co-author of this book is Petri Friedman. He's the grandson of the famous economist Milton Friedman, who you may have heard of. He's the son of the less famous economist, but still really exciting in my book, David Friedman, who is a libertarian anarchist who writes a lot of very interesting books about justice systems and privately enforced law without government. So I'm fascinated by these kind of issues, and seasteading is something I've been interested in for a long time. So I was really happy to get this book. It's actually got a little signed nameplate by the authors, which is pretty cool. It may be a pipe dream, it may be crazy, but crazier things have been tried before and have worked out, so you never know until people try it. And I, for one, wish the seasteaders well. And maybe I'll be joining you in your ranks one day once you get these things up and running. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've been Logan Albright, and I'll be back again next week with another book review. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, and I'll catch you next time.